Hello everyone, thank you for letting me speak today. Let me tell you a bit about myself. My name is Josiah and I'm 11 years old. I love playing football and generally most sports. I support the best football team in the world, as you can see, Liverpool FC. Don't argue with me, we've won the Champions League 6 times. I live in a house with a lot of girls. I've got 3 sisters, 1 mum and 1 dad. Though just to be clear, my dad's not a girl. I also think I'm a bit of a comedian. Let me tell you a joke. So I was working at a zoo, and the zookeeper said to me, "Put on this chimpanzee costume." I said, "Why?" He said, "The chimpanzee's ill." So I said, "I can't do that." He said, "I'll give you a tenner." So I said, "Okay, I'll do it." So I'm in the chimpanzee costume, swinging around in the enclosure, swinging around, doing what they do. And I accidentally swing too far into the next enclosure. "The tiger's den!" I immediately shout, "Help, help, get me out of here!" To which one of the tigers replies, "Shut up or we'll all get the sack." So in that joke, I had to change and become something I wasn't used to. I definitely wasn't a chimpanzee, but I didn't really look like a human either. It's a bit like the song by Britney Spears where she says, "I'm not a girl and not yet a woman." Oh, and by the way, it's a really bad song, don't listen to it. Well, I'm definitely not a girl, but on a serious note, I'm not a child or a grown-up. Apparently every 7 years, or 10, depending on which story you hear, we become essentially new people. Because in that time, every cell in your body has been replaced by a new cell. I'm 11, so that means I'm now physically a different person. By the time I'm a grown-up, I'll be physically a different person again. I'm in a funny time of my life where I'm no longer a child. For example, I don't have to be fed by my parents, and I don't need help wiping my bum. I don't need to put the TV on, and I definitely don't watch CBeebies anymore. But at the same time, I'm not yet a grown-up. I can't drive like a grown-up can. I don't own a house or have to manage a bank account. I'm not interested in shows like EastEnders or The West Wing that my mum and dad go on about all the time. I don't have to waste time shaving before I go to school either. I'm an in-betweener. I'm not a child or a grown-up. I love having the freedom to walk to school on my own. I now own my first mobile phone. Quite exciting. In September, I'm heading off to secondary school, which is also very exciting. But at the same time, I can't just go off anywhere without my parents knowing. I don't have unrestricted access to my mobile phone. So there are lots of changes going on for me right now, and we can all experience times of change in our lives, or times of feeling like an in-betweener. But the Bible tells us in Isaiah chapter 40, verse 8, that the grass dies, the flowers fade, but the word of our God will stand forever. So despite the changes we see all the time in nature, God remains the same. If we look at Psalm 119, verse 89, we read, "Forever, Lord, your word is firmly fixed in the heavens." God is the Alpha and the Omega, which means he's the start and the finish. His word is permanent and he never changes. We can rely on him to be the same today as we can tomorrow. However much I change, however much we all change, however much our circumstances change, God never changes. However much we change, God never, ever changes. So that's got me thinking. I'm only 11. For some of you, that was such a long time ago that you won't even remember it. But if you could go back in time, if you could magic up a time machine and stand in front of your 11-year-old self now, what would you say to them? How might the truth that God never changes have helped you back then? How could this amazing truth help you today? Have a chat about these questions with the people on your tables. Thank you for listening.